This is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we making today?
Homemade guacamole. The star of this show are the avocados. All right, and I know you can buy avocado in the store, guacamole, all made, but it is great to make your own as well. Sometimes the avocados, depending on, I guess, where you live, can be a little costly. But anyway, so we're going to start with our avocados. You want to have some kind of a tomato. I happen to have these little cherry tomatoes that are on the vine. A red onion, garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, a little salt and pepper. Pepper, you can actually use white pepper if you choose to, and lime juice. And I forgot to pick up regular limes, but I always have lime juice or lemon juice in these little containers to use. Okay, two important things I forgot to add, actually just one, is cilantro. You're gonna, I have some fresh cilantro here. You could also use dried if you don't have it. Now, some people don't like cilantro at all. You can actually use Italian flat-leafed parsley, which looks almost like a twin brother to this. So you got to be careful when you're looking at the, when you're buying it, because you could inadvertently pick up parsley for cilantro or cilantro for parsley. So you could use either one. These are lovely fresh ones. And the other thing about avocados is when you buy them, usually they're a kind of a bright green, and you're going to bring them home and let them ripen. Some stores have already ripened avocados. Now, when you know that it's ripe, and I hope you're going to be able to see this, when you press in, do you see that? It almost indents and then is coming back up. That's how you know your avocado is ready. See? You press down and it comes back up. And you could feel that all around, that it's soft enough. The non-ripe ones are hard as a rock. And if you're trying to ripen it more quickly at home, you can actually put it in a paper bag near your other fruit and it'll ripen. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 of the avocados. I love avocado, and the other 2 won't go to waste. I'll put them in my salad, or I'll do something with them. Now, the other thing people are a little scared about is cutting an avocado. Now, you have to be careful because it can roll away on you while you're working with it. So I usually take a nice sharp knife and I start at the small end and go all the way around. And you can see how nice and easy this is going into it because it's ripe. Now this is lovely. This is exactly what you want it to be. Sometimes it could be a little bit of brown, especially where the pit was. That's okay. It's just a little brown. And people worry when they make guacamole and you might have it in the refrigerator for a day or two and it starts to look brown. That's just the oxidation of the avocado with the ear. So some people put a little extra lime juice on top, and then you want to, even though it may be in a bowl, you want to put plastic wrap right on top of the avocado and push it down. So you're trying to not let it get air on it. Taking the pit out. This one would probably be really simple, as you can see, because it's so nice and ripe. It's pulling away from the pit. But all you have to do is hit the pit and it comes out. And I didn't know this. My daughter told me. An avocado is a berry. It's the fruit that comes as a berry. So it's very interesting. We kind of think of it as a vegetable.
Yeah.
So I'm going to you could take a spoon or a fork, and I'm just going to scoop like this. And see what I was telling you, that little bit of brown, that's not anything bad. So we're getting all that goodness out of there.
And yeah, for your guacamole, we're going to use 2 avocados, right?
Mm-hmm.
They almost make like a cool little cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what it's going to look like when you got that. So let's show off how to do it one more time.
So from the small point, you want to get your knife in there.
And be very careful.
Very careful, just going around, nice and nice.
Yeah, you're not a professional, so
And
just take your time.
and remember, like I said, this isn't. It's going in beautifully because this is perfectly ripened. Okay, so here we go.
And then you hold
Again, hold it on the edge. And there's our pit. So here's our 2 avocados. I diced up, this is probably like a quarter of a piece of an onion that I cut, okay? And I diced it up very, very small. You could even put this in your little food chopper and almost totally mince it and puree it and then put it in if you'd like. Some people don't like the bits in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a few tomatoes as well, and we're going to cut these up in cubes. Now you can use any kind of tomatoes that you want. We just happen to have these on hand, so.
Yeah, now I'm not a huge fan of guacamole. That's probably just because of the avocados. But yeah, this recipe is really great. Like everybody buys guacamole, but it's very easy to make it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you got the time
and it's lovely to make a sandwich.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to make a guacamole sandwich, but you take an avocado.
Yeah, avocado toast.
Pit it up.
Yeah.
Mash it up. Put a little bit of salt and pepper, and put it on a piece of actual toast, bread toast, and then drizzle it with lemon juice. Delicious for lunch. So we've got our avocado all set. We have our onion, our tomatoes. I'm going to just give this a little squish here with a fork.
You can use a potato masher if you
Which
want.
I'm actually going to use.
And you want to just mush that up. Honestly, I have I don't know anything about avocados, so, or guacamole. I don't really eat it, so this is all brand new territory for me. And like my mom was saying, avocado toast, all that good stuff.
Now this here, unless you put it in some kind of a processor, it's not going to come as creamy as the one that you buy in the store, because of course they're doing that usually all by machine. So we want to get all this goodness off of here. Okay. So now I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. And remember, I had said you can use white pepper as well if you don't want to have the little black flecks in here. A little bit of salt. We're going to use some cumin. And it's a very tiny bit, so it's 1/4 of a teaspoon.
We'll have all the measurements in the video description. Not a problem.
We're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Now, if you don't like regular onion in it, you don't have to put it in. You can put just the onion powder. And our garlic powder, again, a 1/2 teaspoon. And again, you can grate fresh garlic in here if you'd like. Okay, so there we go with our spices. We're going to mix this up.
How long, when you put in the fridge, if you have any leftovers, how long do you think you would keep? How long do you think it would keep?
I've kept it a couple of days, but like I said, you have to be really careful about it oxidizing because it'll start to turn brown. Not that the brown does anything to the taste or the flavor of it, but it will, you know, it doesn't look pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to put this in here. Okay, so I picked some of my cilantro leaves off. You don't want to put stalks in your guacamole.
So what she's doing,
so I just rolled it.
Yep, so she can do the, what is that called?
Chiffonade.
Chiffonade, yeah. Now, if you don't have cilantro, you use parsley.
Yeah.
My mom usually uses...
I usually use parsley. Sometimes for me, I don't know, the cilantro repeats on me. You know, you keep getting that flavor in your mouth after eating something. And so I found for me that the parsley doesn't do that. Mm-hmm. So I usually, when I'm making it just for myself, I just put, but traditionally it's cilantro. And again, if you don't have fresh or you can't get it, you could always use the dried one.
Right.
We're going to give this a quick mix. Look how pretty that looks.
Yeah, it looks great.
All right.
Very simple.
Yep, very simple. Very good for you as well.
So let's eat it.
Okay, but we forgot the next most important thing, which is the
jumping the gun here. Whoops.
The lime juice.
Yeah.
So you know, I've never measured it because I just squirt and then I kind of taste. But let's see. I'm going to try to give you something to follow. So this is a tablespoon.
You could obviously use fresh lime juice if you got it.
Oh, absolutely.
With a fresh lime.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people don't buy fresh limes all the time, so it's understandable. Could you use lemon juice?
You know, I've never had it with lemon juice. I've always had it with lime, and as I said, I always have these little real limes and real lemons in the house. So in case I need it for some type of a recipe. So I am going to try this just to make sure I got enough lime. Perfect.
All right, so here is our avocado right here, our guacamole, I mean. Making that mistake. So yeah, there we go. It looks beautiful. I'm going to take a little bit. This is a first. I'm going to give it a try too. I'm not a huge fan of it, but... Not bad.
That's my lunch for today.
Yeah, I can taste the cilantro. It's good. Let's get a little bit of that tomato. But yeah, it's not bad.
Cilantro has a little bit more of a peppery flavor.
Yeah, it's good. You know what?
Delicious.
Look at that. Maybe I'll eat avocado now. Thanks, Ma. So this has been Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.